Yeah, being studied can make somebody. I'm gonna try to talk about this objectively. Maybe I might say a few things about how I feel, but I think speaking about it objectively can get us people a sense of how I feel about the situation. Yeah, being studied can make somebody feel very uncomfortable. Let me tell you why. It's not because of what people are studying, what you're doing now or how you behave or your mannerisms or things that you do that you think people don't know that you do. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with moving forward. See, the thing is that, well, the situation with me is it's been going on for way too long, where you feel like you're in a state of being like frozen in ice or something. It makes, I wouldn't say like me, it makes me uncomfortable, you know, as far as the now is concerned. It makes me extremely uncomfortable moving forward. Let's say you be studied for a certain period of time, right? And people out there, whoever they are, strangers, know everything you do, which really don't matter because God knows everything I do. So it don't really matter to me what that people, flesh and blood knows everything I do. That means nothing. The problem is, again, moving forward. Let's say I got married or something. I got into a relationship with somebody. All of a sudden, you don't feel comfortable because you don't know who that person knows. You don't know what that person really knows about you. You don't really understand why that person spent so much time watching you, studying you. You don't understand how that person knows you to begin with. Don't matter how much you like the person. Uh, so moving forward, you feel like every little thing that you do with that person is being studied. You don't feel like you have any privacy anymore. I mean, all of a sudden, I woke up this morning thinking about people like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, and it's like this horrific side to it where you feel like you're not being allowed to live. You know what I mean? You know, everything that you do should not be watched and studied to that extent where all of a sudden you feel like people are mocking you and stuff like that. See, when it gets to that point, then it's offensive. I'm a lighthearted person. I like to joke around and stuff. I don't have anything to hide, anything. But I imagine like moving forward, like when you want to get married, have children, how are you being studied then? You feel like you don't even have any privacy anymore. And that's the whole thing about, this whole thing about being a celebrity and stuff like that. I told you guys a few days ago, I said, you can gain a lot as far as riches is concerned and fame, but what are you losing? Are you actually gaining or are you losing? I, I think about some of these billionaires out here, right? That I now pay attention to. It's kind of interesting because I never paid attention to billionaires before until now. And I find myself throughout my day thinking about them, what their day is actually like being a billionaire. Like when do they actually get to sleep? Uh, when do they eat? Can they chew their food? Can they swallow, knowing that somebody is just like behind the door, like looking for them or something? You know what I mean? Wondering what they doing next, right? Because they're a billionaire and millionaire and stuff. And it's concerning because then I imagine what if I try to I always try to put myself in other people's shoes. What if I before I start judging people or thinking that I know them in any kind of way, I always try to put myself in people's shoes and try to imagine what it's like to be them. But I'd be having serious questions like, man, if I became so called rich, would I be gaining something or would I be losing something? Sometimes I can't tell. Yeah, you have a sense of stability. I guess you wouldn't worry about an electric bill being paid and stuff like that. Um, obviously, excuse me. Obviously, you would have to have. You couldn't just hang around, anybody anymore. I mean, your life would change dramatically. My life has already changed dramatically. But yeah, just to close it out, I don't want to be long. it's just the fact, moving forward and now knowing what I know about people studying everything I do and gaslighting me to death and stuff like that. It, you know, I wish it was a button I can push that would push, make me not feel like that. I can see people, I can hear people saying, you know, um, oh, don't worry about it. You know, oh, you're taking it too seriously. Oh, we're just playing with you. Don't take it so seriously and stuff like that. Yeah, I get all that. It's just, man, you know what I mean? Again, imagine I go out there, I marry some woman. This woman knows all about me. Like you're not like it's a part of there's things that's supposed to stay hidden. There's things that's supposed to stay not known. Like how I don't know stuff about future and I don't know what's around the corner. Everybody shouldn't be knowing everything about any particular person, like at all. It takes it actually sucks the life force out of the whole situation. Okay, but it makes, again, just to close it out. If I can describe one way I feel right now, very apprehensive about moving forward, very apprehensive because obviously I got a lot of questions that still haven't been answered. And it's not something that money can take away, that type of feeling apprehensive about things. It's a lot of things I don't understand. Okay. But you feel like, man, you go out. I mean, obviously, you know, in any kind of situation, let's say a woman out there getting with a man, you wouldn't want that man to know every single little thing about you, would you? No, you wouldn't. You try to adjust yourself, put on makeup, you try to hide every little flaw about yourself. It's the same thing, vice versa, from a man to a woman. You getting in a relationship, you don't want somebody knowing every single little detail about you. Okay, it's kind of like that's not fair. You know what I mean? So it's something to think about.